Stuart, congratulations on the 100 wickets here. Just want to start with Ben first of all. That was a hell of a second spell and big wicket at the end. I mean, how is he doing fitness wise and how important do you think that last wicket could be?
Yeah, he's doing okay. I think his knee just jars a little bit on the odd occasion, but he seems to be coping and he's pretty tough when it comes to that sort of thing. We've got a genuine feeling like we're still in this game. I know South Africa are 120 ahead, but there's no doubt it was pretty good batting conditions, particularly when the ball got softer today. So that's something that we'll want to take forward, knowing that once that ball gets softer, we can score a lot of runs. And it's, when you get bowled out relatively cheaply in the first innings, you've got to make it a first versus fourth innings game. So we've got to try and get enough ahead that we can try and defend that on day 4 and 5 on a relatively dry pitch. I mean, Leachy was quite encouraged by the amount of spin he was getting today. You'd imagine that will only increase through the game. So I think the game's set up really nicely. Obviously, we're going to have a couple of great days, but we've proved this summer that anything can happen, and we feel really positive in the change room that we've got ourselves back in the game because what was it, 130 for one. We needed something to happen, and the bowlers are delighted that we managed to make a couple of breakthroughs.
Is there it's 124 now, is there sort of a limit that you feel like you've got to keep them down to if you want to win this?
It's hard to set too many targets. I think generally you always want to try and defend 150 because it allows a partnership, but you know that if you have 2 or 3 in a quick spell, you can put some pressure on. So I think generally anything above 150 on day 4 and 5, you've got a chance if you bowl great or create pressure. So that's a long way away yet for cricket to be played, we feel like tomorrow is a must-win day, and we can come back tomorrow and attack it.
So Will, George, and Matt.
Stuart, you and Jimmy in the past have both picked up injuries at the start of the series after layoffs. Jimmy played for a few weeks, but about the situation you're in today. How are you feeling, and how did you kind of feel going into the game about that period?
It's difficult, to be honest. It's quite a long period without playing competitive cricket, but you've got to try and do as much as you can away from playing to get yourself as match fit as possible. So that basic things like making sure you're walking a lot, getting a lot of steps in each day just to try and replicate being in the field, making sure you up your bowling workloads. We had a couple of days at Loughborough Uni to make sure that we were on the right track, and Jimmy and I used the Aegeus bowl a few times. I've been up to Trent Bridge and Wimbledon Cricket Club a little bit. So you've just got to try and get as much workload in whenever you can. I think the schedule's different next summer, isn't it? I guess there's a bit of a window for the 100, so I think that'll be problem over if we get through this game. But there's no doubt that the 3 or 4 of us, really, the 4 big seamers and Leachy, we haven't played much cricket, just the way the schedule's fallen. But we're all pretty tired tonight. Naturally, it's Test cricket, first day in the field, hot day. It felt like a really hot day today. I'd be lying to you if we're all full of energy in the changing room now, but every day in Test cricket you leave your heart and soul on the pitch and refresh and come back tomorrow. So, touch wood, we feel pretty good. There's a little bit of cramp out there, but nothing to worry about. Get 3 wickets and rest tomorrow.
And just on Jimmy, he's obviously taken his first wicket after his 40th birthday. You've got a few more on the clock as well, but he's got a fair few more on you. Does that 40th birthday exactly blow your
It's really special, isn't it, to see. There's been a bit of a trend to see 40-plus-year-old sports people still having success in the world. A couple springs, obviously Brady springs to mind. You've got Zlatan springs to mind, and Jimmy. It proves that modern science is a huge benefit in the sporting world. It was probably less and less in my dad's era that you could get bowlers, particularly playing into that latter period. But I look at Jimmy and he's not really changed physically since he was 35. He still looks really young and fresh and fit, and he still really enjoys it. So that's the crucial thing. He's always going to have the skill and the ability to take wickets. He just, as long as he keeps that competitive spirit and enjoyment, he can sort of go for as long as he wants, really.
If you want to just speak up. Thanks.
Sure. Congratulations. Go back to that Ben spell though. When that's happening, does that feel inspirational?
Yeah, I mean, he carries an inspirational style about what he does. He's all action at everything he does, isn't he? So he actually wanted to bowl nursery end. He's not a big lover of the pavilion end. It drags him too close to the stump. So we had to persuade him a little bit to come on this end because Leachy found a bit of turn. But once he settled and got moving, yeah, we needed a couple of breakthroughs. I mean, the bouncer to get rid of the opener was a cracker, wasn't it? It was you can't play that. I thought he played the first 10 balls really well off him, and then that just sort of leapt off the length, and that got us moving. Actually, that was a really big wicket. So gave us a bit of energy, got the crowd going a bit, and that's what those sort of players do. And you think of I didn't get to see both of them too much, but Flintoff, you put bums on seats because you want to see these guys, the theatre they bring, and I thought it was Stokes has brought great theatre in that sort of middle period after tea.
You had that moment, I think you were running back, he ran back to long off when he was bowling and you were mid on, is that right? Do you remember, you had a moment when you were almost getting there, so I guess you were running alongside him, and I wondered, you seemed to kind of have a look at him, I wondered what you thought in that moment.
I was absolutely knackered, to be honest. No, he was. I was pretty delusional to think I was going to beat him to that ball, wasn't it? But Baz asks us one thing as a fielding group, and that is to chase the ball all the way until it flicks over the boundary's edge, or until another fielder picks it up. So I just got my head down in charge, never winning the race. It was. He's done that a few times. Particularly, I remember the COVID lockdown when the bowling bounces and he charges back off when he hits it in front, and that's just the character he is. He puts everything on the line, and we'll need him and a few others to have a really good day tomorrow, which I think we feel really good about doing.
Just do one question each from Mel, Dean, and finish with Dan. We've got some minutes. So.
Okay. I was just wondering about after sort of getting those breakthroughs and Ben sort of geeing everyone up, that partnership between Keshav and Janssen, was there a feeling of frustration?
Yeah. I mean, they played really well, to be honest. They sort of a little counter-attacking moment. We changed the ball and we had the other ball swinging, and we changed the ball and it didn't really do anything for us. So it was really good. I thought it was really good cricket from the South African players to sort of realise that the conditions had maybe changed a bit, and they could get on top and attack us a little bit. So maybe we got slightly caught in between what plan we were looking to do, but I thought they played really well. They didn't really give us too many chances. We tried as much as we could. We tried slow balls, bouncers, length, but it was just in that period that we've seen all summer that becomes very difficult for the bowlers, doesn't it? That sort of 60 to 80 period has just been a nightmare all summer. So it was. We just have to count ourselves lucky we were bowling at 7 and 8, not